You had the receipts. You had the screenshots, the dates, the exact sentence they said 2 weeks ago. You walked in calm and prepared. 15 minutes later, the conversation has shifted. You are now the one apologizing, forfeiting your evidence just to manage the tension of bringing it up. This outcome often leaves people feeling slow or incapable of handling conflict, but the fault lies elsewhere. You walked into an invisible, highly predictable psychological script. It is a sequence that people with strong, dark personality traits run on autopilot the moment they feel cornered. In 1997, Dr. Jennifer Freyd at the University of Oregon began studying why people who confronted an abuser often walked away convinced they were the perpetrators themselves. She gave the pattern a name, DARVO: deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. Clinical replication shows how common this is. In community samples, nearly half of those confronted with their harmful behavior ran through all 3 core beats in a single conversation. This is a documented behavioral signature designed to evade accountability by transferring the cost of the truth onto the person speaking it. The first beat, denial, sounds flat and almost bored. The person relies on pure confidence to do the work, simply stating that the event never happened. This tactic targets your commitment to accuracy. By forcing you to reach back and double-check your own memory, they shift the focus away from their behavior and toward the reliability of your brain. You came in with a fact. You are now defending your right to have a memory. That is a win for them before the real fight has even started. The second beat lands when you push past the denial. The moment you present physical evidence, the manipulator pivots to an attack. The subject of the conversation instantly moves from a specific event to a critique of your timing, your history, or your mental health. This attack often wears the costume of concern. They claim to be worried about you, a move that exploits your willingness to self-reflect. Because you are someone who can imagine being wrong, you stop to consider their feedback. You are now defending your entire personality and perhaps even thanking them for their care, while the original complaint disappears. In the third beat, the manipulator takes the field as the wounded party. Their voice might shake. They might even cry. This reversal targets your empathy. They recast themselves as the long-suffering partner and paint you as the unstable, suspicious aggressor who turned a Tuesday night into an interrogation. The power dynamic flips entirely. You are left in the position of the interrogator who went too far, feeling the sudden urge to comfort the person who actually hurt you. Finally, there is the coda, the blurry, conditional if apology. They say they are sorry if you felt that way, or if their words came out wrong. The word if concedes your feelings while ignoring the factual behavior. This move targets your natural desire for repair and move on. Hearing something that sounds like sorry causes your body to relax. You hug, you move on, and the confrontation is closed with nothing actually resolved. This sequence is a trap built out of your own integrity. It works because it weaponizes the very virtues we just explored: your commitment to accuracy, your willingness to self-reflect, your empathy, and your drive to repair the relationship. When you experience this sequence repeatedly over years, the damage compounds. It is rarely an isolated event. It becomes the standard operating procedure for every disagreement. Research shows that exposure to DARVO creates a brutal feedback loop. When a confrontation ends with you apologizing, your brain attempts to make sense of the outcome by assuming you must have been the problem. This cycle drives increased rates of depression and trauma symptoms. Consider it like a small earthquake hitting a building every week for a decade. Nothing looks visibly broken, but every load-bearing belief you have about yourself is now slightly off plumb. The true devastation is the slow, systematic rewriting of who you believe is the reasonable person in the room. You walk into every new disagreement already believing it is your fault. Winning a DARVO conversation is rarely possible. The automated script is older and faster than any individual response. The real defense is recognition. When you can silently label the beats, denial, attack, reversal, the choreography stops feeling like the truth. The next time you feel the reversal landing and the urge to apologize rising, try one thing. Pause. Let the silence sit. This silence represents the first independent move that we claims reality. It is a refusal to play a part in a script you did not write.